as we're becoming more real and aware in our lives, two things that are so helpful to understand. I live by these. Over the last, 10 years or more that I really started to wake up and work on myself, my life has changed so much. That's why I'm making these videos, because I want to share and give people everything I wish I would have known in my 20s. And I started to wake up in my 30s and get help and ask those questions like, why am I this way? And I had wonderful psychologists that helped me wake up to my patterns when I would talk about something I was struggling with. I love this one psychologist said, where did you learn that? And that showed me, and then the work I've done with people, we're all the same. We all learn behaviors somewhere. Usually it's childhood, our environment. And it's like energy or a temperature. It's just in the air. If it's 80 degrees, it's 80 degrees. If it's negative and fighting is going to be what you know. If it's real and truthful and loving and honest, then that's what your body and mind are going to go into the world breeding more of. So whatever we're immersed in, it's like being dunked in a bath. You're not dunked in a bath of cold water going, oh, it's warm. No, you're absorbing the temperature, the water, the emotions, the thoughts, the feelings that are around you from the time you're in the womb to wherever you presently are. And I love sharing answers I wish I would have known. So hopefully this helps. So what I'm inviting you to do, and the work I do on myself and with others, is to understand triggers and patterns. So a pattern is what we grow up with. Those patterns, look at it like a snowflake. A snowflake has a perfect pattern. It just is what it is. What are the patterns we learned? And when we go through our life, we noticed, sorry, that's the baby downstairs. When we go through our life, that those triggers, a trigger is anything that emotionally makes us react. So be aware of that. If you're having emotional reactions, it means something within you is not clean. There's a pattern and it's being triggered. With this awareness, to me, it will help keep your anxiety and your emotions contained to the point where you don't lose your cool, don't feel doomed and devastated, don't have a panic attack. You are just bringing that awareness, oh, I'm having a trigger right now from some pattern in my life before that needs to be addressed. I need healing with this. And this is why I'm going to make an online course to help people work through this if they don't have a one-on-one therapist. If you do, you can bring it up with that person. Hey, I want to find the pattern because this is my trigger. When somebody does this, I'm freaking out. When I keep getting treated this way, what is that pattern? How do I change it? And first, I'm really just wanting to share wisdom, and then the how-to, we will go deeper in these videos or an online course, or you can with whoever you're working with, understanding, okay, what is the pattern? What is the trigger? That is half the battle. Just know that you're halfway there. The other half is changing it and replacing it, letting the old emotion move, letting it clear out. That may be crying, shaking, releasing, honoring it, talking to your body, going within. These are all the tools I love to share. And you can just start, even with a little bit that I'm sharing right now, you can start doing this on your own as long as it doesn't get too big. If it ever gets too big, definitely reach out for support. Don't do it alone. Some people, there's just too much. And that's completely normal. That's what I had. I couldn't get through it alone. Support to me is just unbelievable. And what else I wanted to say is, so in my life, my triggers, let's say they were like 100% strong, or like 100 is like the high number of just feeling awful. There may be like a 1 now. And a lot of people ask me to share this, and I've never talked about it because I finished my Can You Please Talk to My Trauma book in 2013. And now, how many years later is that? 8. I am, for the first time in my life, in a healthy, respectful relationship from doing this work. I cleaned up my patterns, my triggers, and realized who I was, what I learned, and what is the opposite of that? What do I want? So if I grew up learning, let's say people lie, cheat, and disrespect each other. Let's say that's the family environment or relationships I saw. And then that's what I attracted. I went, okay, as I fall in love more with myself by looking at myself, healing, meditating, going within, asking for help, getting real. I want, if I'm going to be with someone, I want to be with someone that makes me better. I was always making other people better because we do what we want someone to do to us. And I married this man named Jason, and we have an 18-month-old. And for the first time in my life, in my 40s, I am, when there's a problem or a challenge, it's not always perfect. We have moments, oh my gosh, but it's nothing like what I had before. We meet each other and we make each other better. And if it's not going well, I have my voice and I know when to step back and say, hey, this isn't working. So what I just want to invite people to do or to share is that this works. And I've changed so much that now I'm attracting the kind of relationships I want and that I give. Before I was giving and not getting back what I wanted. Now I give and I get back that same treatment because I cleaned up my patterns and triggers. And I really, if it doesn't make sense right now, don't worry. I just wanted to share and start putting that information out there. And it's life-changing. And I'm excited, and I don't want people to sit there and struggle and be confused. And it's hard work. Look, it's hard. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be changing, and the world would be a happier, more peaceful place by people going within and loving themselves. And, Anyways, it is not easy work. It's like meditation is not easy, but it's so worth it. Feels so good to be free of our shit.